HG Roasts. Listen to the pitifying cries of those who have got on the wrong side of the ultra. Listen to their wailing, their gnashing of teeth, their pleading for mercy, all entirely futile as I flay their skin from their despicable backs with my acidic tongue of correction. These were the lowlifes, the epsilon semi-morons, the quarter-wits, that deserve a good roasting. You're familiar with the Tudoscope, where I take famous and perhaps infamous individuals and analyse them for the purpose of ascertaining whether that particular individual is a narcissist or not. This enables you to understand more about that particular person and, of course, to extend your knowledge about narcissism, and is an important and worthwhile analysis. So far I've undertaken Tudoscope, a very famous narcissist, etc. analyses of course, Harry's wife, Taylor Swift, Boris Johnson, Donald Trump, Chris Watts, Kevin Spacey, Harvey Weinstein, Oscar Pistorius, Chrissy Teigen, and others besides. And the Tudoscope will continue. However, what I've decided is that there are certain individuals that just need a damn good flaying, and therefore the Tudoscope will be retained in a more cold, clinical, analytical fashion for the purposes of you helping to understand more about the behaviours of that particular individual and their narcissism. But what about those odious individuals that we just need to give a good flaying to? They exist. It's necessary to provide an entertaining tongue lashing of those individuals to enable you to revel in their downfall. Who really gets up your nose? Who sticks in your craw? Who would you like to see given the Tudor lashing? Who do you regard as necessary to deserve that? Understand, we're not going to do any empaths. So, if you choose Keanu Reeves, there isn't going to be a lashing of Keanu. David Attenborough, of course, that would be done, but that would be like shooting Bambi, and it's just far too easy for the likes of me. No. This is to target the odious individuals, the mealy-mouthed mid-rangers that hold themselves out there, believing themselves to be decent people when they're not, the aggressive in-your-face lessers who have a tantrum, steam pouring from their ears, face red as they explode in another expression of ignited fury. Let's call them what they are, and let's do so in an entertaining and amusing fashion that you will revel in. This isn't for the purposes of your own private takedowns of the narcissist in your life, unless you happen to have been involved with somebody famous and particularly odious. Then your own personal narcissist, save that for a 20 Tudor minutes, which you can see in the Knowledge Vault. But where you want to take action against somebody that is well known, somebody who appears on your television set and just wants you to put your foot through your 4K super duper crikey vision television set. Somebody, when you flick through an article on your phone, causes you to want to rip your eyeballs out and somehow nail them to the nearest door. The fact that when you hear a particular person's voice, all you want to do is rip off your own ears and shove them into the holes that have been left behind to stop yourself being subjected to the caterwauling of this individual. Their self-indulgent flannel that comes out of their mouths flapping, generated by that marshmallow brain. The look at me, look at me, look at me behaviour that they engage in. The fact that they actually add the sweet total of fuck all to the existence of the human race. We know who these individuals are, and they need to be given a good old H.G. Tudor roast, don't they? They need to be brought to heel. They need to feel the smack of firm Tudor government. They need to understand what it's like to be dragged into the Tudor hell and be subjected to that tongue lashing that you can all listen to and revel in and enjoy and listen to again and again as you hear that particular takedown. So who are these individuals? Identify the famous for me, the infamous. Perhaps there are some Z-list celebrity that's crawled their way through the quagmire of reality television and now is flogging everything from perfume to nipple tassels and getting right on your own tits. Perhaps it's a particular politician and you're absolutely sick of seeing their gurning face that you just want to take a paint spray and unleash a nozzle fest of black paint over that grinning mug so that it is obscured. Perhaps there's a pop star that if you hear one more straining crooning ballad from them, you swear you will pick up a chainsaw and go Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Maybe there's a football star, a sports star, that's a cheat or thinks that they are God's gift to the sport and never gives anybody else any other credit. Do we need to drag them down my anthracite stairs into the bowels of the Tudor towers and there chain them to a slab of red hot rock as I then commence the dismantlement of their supposed superiority, the quashing of their ego, bringing them to heel as only I can. Whichever quarter, whichever area, whichever field of life you identify this individual from, let's shine a spotlight on them and let's give them a good old roasting. Let's identify their behaviours, the hypocrisies, the supposed superiority, the grandiosity. Let's bring it to the fore. Give me your suggestions in the comments below, and I will select the most appropriate ones from time to time and subject them to an HG roast. I look forward to your interesting and no doubt erudite suggestions, and do expand on why you choose the individual, why you believe that this particular person should be subjected to an appropriate takedown and roasting. Now, if you will excuse me, I need to get back, because I've just noticed that Chrissy Teigen has raised her satellite dish face and is looking over at me, and that really means that she requires another roasting. Back soon, and look forward to your comments.